he is. Hello, Gene.
Hello there, Charlie.
I think that's the first time I've ever seen Gene Autry make an entrance without a horse.
Well, of course, with this modern-day transportation of airplanes and automobiles, we use that a lot. However, I still stick to the horse, and Champion and my other horses are up at the ranch at Newhall, California. Come on in.
Gene, do you divide your time fairly evenly between this house and the ranch at Newhall?
Well, of course, I live here in North Hollywood, but I do spend a lot of time up at the ranch. In the old days, they used to make movies up there with William S. Hart, Tom Mix, Hoot Gibson, Buck Jones, and many others. But nowadays, of course, they're making television films up there, like Gunsmoke, How Gun Will Travel, many of the others. Come on in. I want you to meet Mrs. Autry. Mrs. A, I want you to meet Mr. Collingwood. Charlie, this is Ina.
Hello, Mrs. Autry.
Hello, Mr. Collingwood.
What a lovely house. How long have you and Gene lived here?
We've been here about 9 years now, and we're awfully glad you like it. We love it, too. It's just the kind of house we've both always wanted.
I can see why. By the way, you weren't one of Gene's Western heroines by any chance, were you?
No. I knew Gene before he was ever in television and radio. In fact, he just started on his first radio job in Chicago when I met him, and I was in school in Springfield, Missouri. Gene came there. He was singing on WLS then.
Gene, had you ever thought of becoming an actor at that time?
I don't think so, Charlie. Back when I was a kid, naturally, I was brought up on a ranch, and I loved to sing, and I loved to play the guitar, and things of that sort, but I don't think that I ever had any idea of ever becoming a television artist or a movie star.
Well, you've had an extraordinary career, Gene. How did it all begin?
Well, Charlie, that's a long story, and I'm afraid we don't have time to tell you all of it. However, when I was a kid back home in Texas, why, my father was in the livestock business, and he used to ship cattle and horses to the market, and we would hang around the railroad station waiting for the train to come in. So I was like all kids, I guess. I kind of got carried away with those dots and dashes, and I became a telegraph operator. And I was working up in Oklahoma at a little town called Chelsea, Oklahoma. And I used to keep a guitar around the office all the time, so I could kind of pass away the time. And one night, a fellow came in to send a telegram and saw the guitar, and he said, "Young man, do you play that?" And I said, "Well, I played a little bit." He said, "Well, how about knocking off a little ditty for us?" So I did a couple of songs, and he said, "I think you're wasting your time on this railroad. You ought to get yourself a job on the radio." Well, I thought at that time that he was just kidding me, but later on, why, I read the telegram, and it was signed Will Rogers.